Hey, what's up guys? So welcome to your very own astrology channel, and in this very video we'll be dealing with the Cancer rising sign part 2, and we'll be resuming from where we left in the Cancer rising sign part 1. And for those of you who are watching this as my first video, and if you haven't watched or gone through the Cancer rising part part 1 video that I had uploaded before, then I earnestly request and beseech you individuals to please go watch that video and thereafter only come and watch this video, because otherwise, in case you straight away jump to this very part 2 of the video, then what all I talk about the Cancer rising sign or the Cancer ascendant in this video, it's going to be very difficult for you to relate to the stuff that I want to be telling you out here. Or even if you pick up the stuff that I'll be telling about the Cancer rising sign, you may have a hard time. It's gonna take a lot of you'll pick up the stuff with a lot of difficulty. So I request you people to go to that video and thereafter come to the video, and then it would make absolute sense. So let's get started with the Cancer rising sign part 2. And guys, even for those people who have watched my video, I like to tell you people that my episodes like the other episodes on the rising signs uploaded by the other people on YouTube, my episodes are not gonna be some 12 to 15 minutes episodes. Even if I want to, I cannot limit my videos to that smaller limit, because this is a subject, astrology is a subject that is personally very close to my heart. That is something that I not do for the monetary basis. It is something that I do out of my own will, to do something for the society, to raise the society to a higher level of self-awareness. And if I am adroit with the Vedic astrology, doesn't mean that I take it for granted that you are also having that similar knowledge of Vedic astrology, or you are as adroit with the science of Vedic astrology as I am. So I teach in a way so that even laymen can relate to the stuff that I am teaching. And moreover, like I am doing the Cancer rising sign, I teach it with a particular chart and with a particular theory, because I am not something who would tell you that the Cancer people are emotional, or the Cancer people love water, the Cancer people are controlled by the planet Moon. Why shall I actually teach you stuff that you must have already know? Because I have brought up in a manner by my parents, wherein I was taught that I need not mug anything, because anything that is authenticate in nature, there has to be a logical reasoning behind it. And likely, I, being myself a student of science, I would have never taken up astrology as my hobby had I believed that this is some kind of a pseudoscience, or this is a science which has got not a scientific reasoning behind it. And since I believe that it has got truly scientific, it's a truly scientific science, and that is why I kind of bring my logical reasoning into it, and I tell you the stuff about each rising sign or any topic in astrology I take up with some sort of a theory, backed with some sort of a reasoning. So anyways, before I blow the trumpet of my own praises any further, which I'm not really used to, so before I do that, let's just get real with the part 2 of the Cancer rising sign. In the first part of the video, we have done the first 4 houses for the Cancer ascendant. And even for those people who have watched that part 1 of the Cancer rising sign video, I like to again tell you people that that rising sign is something that is the sign that was rising from the eastern side of the sky at the time, at that particular time, on that particular date, in that particular year when you were born. At that particular precise moment, it was that sign that was rising from the eastern side of the sky. And since this was the sign that was rising from the eastern side of the sky, it becomes the energy of that sign comes into the first house of your horoscope, first house of your birth horoscope. And since this is a Cancer ascendant, so for these Cancer ascendant, the energy of the sign Cancer comes into the comes into the first house for these Cancer rising sign people, and the way we'll study that why Cancer people behave the way they do is by the theory that that you can see the number 4 written over here, the number 5 written over here, the number 6 written over here, the number 7, 8, 9, and so on. The 12th house has the number 3. So the way we study this chart for the Cancer ascendants is like the fact that since 4 is a number that is controlled by the planet Moon, so what it means for the Cancer ascendant is that for the Cancer ascendants, the original energy of the 4th house, that is, this is originally the 4th house of the horoscope, and the original energy of the 4th house for the Cancer ascendants comes into their 1st house. Similarly, for the Cancer ascendants, the original energy of the 5th house comes into the 2nd house for these Cancer ascendants. Similarly, the original energy of the 6th house comes into the 3rd house for the Cancer ascendants, and likely it ends up with the 12th house for the Cancer rising sign individuals having the original energy of the 3rd house. Now, if you are getting the theory that based on which I am going to teach you about the Cancer rising sign, if you have got this very concept, then what all I teach here will be a child's play for you. So without wasting any time, let's go, guys, and we'll start. We'll cover the rest of the houses. Like I told you, I covered the 1st house, I covered the 2nd house, I covered the 3rd house, and I covered the 4th house for the Cancer rising sign. And now in this very video, we'll be covering the rest of the houses, that is from the 5th house to the 12th house for the Cancer ascendants. So let's go, guys. Okay, guys, now starting with the 5th house for the Cancer ascendants, now you can see the symbol 8 written over here. That is the original energy of the 8th house comes into the 5th house for the Cancer ascendants. Or you can say that the energy of the Scorpio comes into the 5th house for the Cancer ascendants. And 5th house is the house of what? 5th house in any horoscope determines the children. So when it comes to the Cancer rising sign individuals, these people do not want anybody to tell them that how they shall be bringing up their individuals, or what sort of value systems shall they be inculcating into the children that they are bringing up, because here the jealousy kind of energy, here the jealous energy of the Scorpio sign is operating, and Scorpio is a sign which is ruled by the planet Mars. Now planet Mars controls one, the Aries sign and the Scorpio sign, and the difference between these two signs is essential to understand the concept which I'm going to tell you over here. Now with the Aries kind of energy that is ruled by Mars, that Aries kind of energy is all about exercising your dominance, exercising your superiority over the other individuals by showing aggression, by showing some kind of hostility, by showing or by openly calling somebody for some sort of a competition. So or let's say if that Aries kind of energy of Mars had been present into the 5th house for those Cancer rising sign people, then these people would have been like, hey, you are telling me that my child needs to be brought up in this particular way. So let's have a general knowledge quiz about the child psychology issue, and let's see who wins. If you win, I'm gonna teach to my child what all you ask me to, and if I win, I'll teach my child the way I believe he needs to be nurtured up. No, but the Aries sign, this Aries kind of energy is very different, or you can say that the Scorpio kind of energy is very different from the Aries kind of a Mars. The Scorpion energy of the Mars is like, it is also about exercising your dominance and superiority over the other individuals, yet in a very secretive manner, yet in a manner not that would comply to the Aries kind of energy. Scorpio sign is something wherein you are exercising your dominance over the other individuals, or you're trying to exercise your superiority over the other individuals, because you have access to the information, or you have access to something that the others don't have an access to. since Scorpio energy is all about the energy of the 8th house, so it could be the fact that you have the knowledge of astrology, occult, or the paranormal world, or you may have, since 8th house is also the house of research, so it could be the fact that you have the knowledge of research. You know that why certain things that happen the way they do. You may have knowledge about the issues, that operate behind the curtain, that the normal usually people are not able to see, and it is you who are the privileged one when it comes to having an access to that sort of energy. And moreover, the energy of Scorpio is kind of a very chaotic kind of energy which is difficult to handle. Now, wherever this energy of Scorpio is present, you are trying to exercise your dominance over the other people regarding the house where the Scorpio energy is coming in. So here the Cancer rising sign, they are trying to dominate over the other people because they know that they understand the child's psychology more than the other individuals do. And indeed, these Cancer individuals, they are so sensitive. Like I told you in the part 1 of the video, that these people are so intuitive, these people are so sensitive, these people are so emotionally attuned to the surroundings that they kind of absorb what all is around them. They can absorb the energies of the surrounding like a sponge does. And coupled with this sensitivity and their motherly instincts, they are able to know that what are the inner issues, what are the inner conflicts, what are the deep inner conflicts that are transpiring deep within that child. And that's why these Cancerian individuals know that what is exactly that the child needs. Now, let's suppose this Cancer individual is in a sitting wherein 4-5 fellow mates are sitting, and a child suddenly starts crying. Then while the other individuals might be like, hey, this child is crying because he's hungry, so he needs some sort of food to just calm him down. While this Cancer individual is like, since he can tap into that unknown energy that is kind of circulating within that child, that Cancer individual might be like, hey, he is not hungry. Instead, he is into a setting wherein all the people he's surrounded by, he's meeting them for the first time, and that's why he is kind of very secure and needs some sort of a emotional pampering. So this Cancer rising sign, unlike to the other individuals who would serve them food, he would instead go up to that child, take the child up in his arms, cling him to the chest, or provide him some sort of a emotional nourishment that will help ease out the agitation and turmoil that is taking place within the child. So, and this is the very reason, since they have these Cancer rising people are extremely good when it comes to having the motherly instincts. And coupled with the energy of Scorpio in the 5th sign in the 5th house of children, these people make one of the best child psychologists ever, and one of the best counselors ever, because they are able, since they are so sensitive, they are able to get the inner issues that the individual is reluctant to speak up or share with the other individuals. What next? 5th house is also the house of romance. So likely, as in the case of the child, these people are very secretive. These people are with the energy of Scorpio operating in the 5th house. These people are very secretive. These people are highly passionate, highly passionate. These people are kind of like an integration of mind, body, and soul. They are able to understand what is going on inside their lover like no one else has, and these kind of affairs are very secretive in nature. So while you may be taking pride in the fact that, hey, I am dating the best chicks in the town, and this Cancerian guy who is sitting alongside me is kind of a is kind of a very, very soft and sophisticated guy who is not good at the dating games. But you are kind of you are kind of baffling yourself by thinking that way, because this Cancerian guy might be actually having an extramarital affair with a woman who you only who you only can even think of dating in dreams, or he might be dating one of the best girls in the country, but it's just that he would be very secretive about such an affair. And the way these Cancer individuals invite romance into their life is like, since they are very secretive and they can sense the human emotions like no other zodiac sign does. So let's suppose they are in a setting, they are a group of boys and girls studying in the college, hanging out, and there's one girl in the group who is like very beautiful, and they go to a wedding. Now, while all the other mates of that group might be going up to that girl and saying that, hey, you are looking so fine and so ravishing, you are looking so stunning, or the other person may say that, hey, I can sense your aura, you are looking very happy today. But this Cancer individual would just slowly go up to that girl and say, hey, I know these people are saying you are happy, or you are in a static state of mind, but I can sense the kind of agitation and grief that you are going through. Is just that you are hiding him. Aren't you missing your mom on this occasion? Am I right? And this girl would be mesmerized by the fact that is he a magician when it comes to emotions, that he although is not related to me, we are just friends, how can he sense my emotions that I have never shared with any other individuals in the group? And this allures this girl towards this Cancerian child, towards this Cancerian rising sign person, because if you come across individuals who can sense your pain, who can sense your sadness without seeing your tears, certainly you would definitely want to be in relationship with that kind of a person. And that is why these Cancerian individuals attract a lot of secretive love affairs in their life. What else is related to the fifth house in the horoscope? The fifth house in the fifth house in our horoscope is also related to the studies, to the subjects we study at the graduation level. So with the energy of the Scorpio present here, or with the energy of the 8th house present into the 5th house for the Cancerian individuals, these guys may go into the fields like research, that is Scorpion energy, digging what is not seen to the other individuals. So they may go into research, they may go into 8th house also deals with surgeries. Remember, I told you while doing the 8th house episodes, they can take up the medical science, they can take up the research work, or at some point of time. And since 8th house is also about astrology and occult, even though these Cancerian individuals, they may not take up astrology, occult, or the paranormal sciences as their profession, but these people at some point of time are highly inclined to receiving an education about these paranormal and the occult subjects. What else? Now, when I say research, or these people going into the medicine field, you might be feeling that what has the sensitive Cancerian to go into the research or to go into the medical field? Well, these guys are not inclined towards research, wherein they are given a project wherein they are trying to understand the customer behavior so as to increase the sales figures of the company. Instead, these people would be more inclined towards researching on a project like child psychology. They would be more interested in a project wherein they would go around traveling, and they would actually analyze that what is that is the cause of female feticide in some of the areas where he is going, or he may try to bring up some kind of the women related issues, or any of the violence related issues that the women in the society are subjected to, or the children in the society are subjected to. So these are the issues that are more close when it comes to the research work, because Cancerian individuals is all about is all about nurturing the other individuals, which is the prime instinct of the Cancer rising sign. So when they are doing the research, while research is giving them pleasure along with traveling, which is their hobby, they in turn are not only doing their studies, but they are also doing something for the society by doing that research and bringing that topic that needs a strict and an addressal as soon as possible. So this is way of serving the society, and that is why these people might be interested in deeply be interested in the fields like psychology, rather than studying the consumer behavior for the marketing projects. And let's say medicine. Even these people can go into chemical engineering, can go into medicine, or can go into metallurgy. However, the inclination, however, the chances of these people taking up these 8th house professions is kind of dim, because they are kind of very scientific. They are not scientifically oriented people. But of course, if Mars is well placed in their horoscope, then it's altogether a different thing. Then they may go for chemical engineering, they may go for the medical sciences, because Mars, you can see the sign 1 over here in the 10th house of career. So if Mars is well placed in their horoscope, let's suppose if Mars is placed, if the Mars is placed in their 6th house, or the Mars is placed in their 8th house, then there are chances that these people would be inclined toward metallurgy, medicine, or the chemical engineering. Otherwise, they are towards more suave and sophisticated kind of professions, even taking up poetry or any of the artistic professions which require a lot of research work, right? Now, and the other reason why these people don't go for business or business related things, because here is one thing: whenever we are to judge that will that person do good in business, or has a particular person got the business acumen, does he have the prudency and the discretionary levels to come up with the best decisions at the best time, has he got the managerial skills, has he got a hold over numbers. One house that we take into consideration is the 6th house, because in the 6th house videos I told you that 6th house is the house where we are combating with the enemies, diseases, and 6th house tells us that what is the skill, what is our way of combating the diseases and the hurdles in our life. So if we are into business and we come across a business problem, so what will we do to come out of that problem? If we are kind of dealing with diseases or competition that is represented by the 6th house, what is that we would do to come as a winner while facing that competition, or to come up with ways wherein you can get rid of the hurdles in your life. But here, as you can see with the symbol 9th present here the energy of the Jupiter is present in the 6th house for the Cancer rising sign individuals. And Jupiter is not the planet. Jupiter is a wealth-giving planet. Jupiter is a planet of finance. Jupiter is a planet that blesses you. Jupiter is not a planet like Mercury. Like Mercury is a planet who is good with numbers. Mercury is like a prince who is good at mathematics. Mercury is the planet who is blessed with the intellectual, who is blessed with the intellectual argumentative skills. He is always a competitively driven person. Or even Mars has such kind of energy wherein he may either be tackling his enemies through the knife, that is the Aries energy, or he would be tackling with his enemies by secretly operating behind the scenes, that is Scorpio, wherein he could be a surgeon, wherein he could be a surgeon digging into the body and seeing that what is lying deep beneath and what is that I can do to beat that hurdle. That is for a doctor, a hurdle is to combat with the disease, is to remove the disease from a patient's body. So in case even the Scorpion energy had been present into the 6th house, then we would have been like so if the Mercurian or the Martian energy would have been present in the 6th house for the Cancer rising sign, or for any other rising sign, if the Mercurian or the Martian energy is present into the 6th house, that is the point we decide that whether this person would be good at business or not. But instead here, for the Cancer rising sign, he has the energy of the planet Jupiter. So his way of dealing with diseases is like he tries to combat the diseases or the enemies by instead of using argumentative discussions or skills. He's the Cancer rising sign people like Jupiter, he's like trying to instill some sort of a philosophical or the religious wisdom into the enemies in order to settle the scores with him. So this Cancer rising sign individual would be like, either he would totally alienate himself from the enemy, for he believes that that staying quiet and staying away from the enemy is automatically going to calm up the matter over a period of time. Or he might tell to his fellow enemy that hey dude, why are we fighting? Why are we marking the territories like the dogs and cats? We are not animals. We are blessed with this human body, and we are going to get nothing by holding the grudges against each other. How long are we going to live? And while we depart away from this earth, your body will turn into ash, and so will mine. So why are we fighting as animals? It's time that you stay good at your place and I stay good at mine. This is the Cancerian rising way of combating with the diseases or dealing with the problems at the workplace. And this is not an energy that's anyway going to help you in the dynamic age of marketing, where the shrewd mathematical skills, where the manipulation of all sorts is involved. And this is the reason that these Cancerian peoples are less likely to take up projects that are highly business oriented in nature. Instead, what they may do is that they may, because of the presence of Jupiter here, these people have good peacemaking skills, so they can become good social workers. They can go into the even if they go for jobs, they can be into the HR domain, human resources domain, because they know, since they are so sensitive, they know how to get the best out of the human resource. Or else they would take up the issues, they would take up the subjects like psychology, something like poetry, and something like writing. And here is one reason which nobody is going to tell you why Cancer people make up one of the most amazing writers. Why do I believe that some of the texts are saying this? I am not going to believe this till I have a reasoning for the same. And the reason for that is, firstly, these people have the motherly instincts which is seen from the 1st house. Secondly, these people make good writers because if you look at their 12th house, their 12th house has the energy of Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of business, Mercury is the planet of intellectual debates and arguments. But here, when it is present into the 12th house of spirituality, of escaping the reality and alienating yourself from the world, these people kind of become the messengers, because Mercury is a messenger. He would communicate things regarding to that house wherever he is placed in. So these people, with the energy of the Mercury present in the 12th house, they become the messengers of gods over there. These people, because of their high sensitivity, and since they soak energies from the environment like a sponge. So these people, and moreover, I told you that these people are inclined to get the knowledge of astrology, occult sciences at some point of their time, with the energy of Scorpio present in the 5th house and with the Mercurian energy present in the 12th house. These people, instead of becoming the good businessmen, here what Mercury does is that Mercury kind of receives the messages from the higher gods, from the beings of the higher dimension. So these people can actually make good pranic healers. These people can make good good spellcasters. These are the people who can make good meditational gurus. These are the people who might be interested into what lies beyond that sky. So talking with the spirits, UFO, aliens, these are the stuff that the Cancerian peoples might be interested in, rather than taking up a very business oriented or a very professionally driven project. And the other reasons why they make the amazing writers is that Mercury governs our writing skills, and when it is present into the 12th house, it kind of loses its sense of business. Mercury here kind of becomes a very dull businessman who would not get things easily as the other zodiac signs do, because his mind is into an absolutely different zone where he is not operating in the real world. Instead, he is trying his best to escape into a world which takes him away from the physical reality. But what Mercury does here in the 12th house, in the 12th house of spirituality, in the 12th house of the unknown world, is that these people, these Cancerian rising sign people, because of the Mercurian energy being placed in the 12th house, their imagination becomes very exalted. There's like bomb, their imagination is like so heightened that you can never, if you were to assimilate that you just put in units, that what is the imagination of this Cancerian rising sign people is like, is it 10 units, is it 20 units? But I would like to say that the imagination, when it comes to the imagination, they're kind of, and if you were to put in figures, then this is the very sign I would give it for the Cancerian rising sign, that is, they have the infinite imagination. And that is why when they just pick up the pen, they just put their emotions, and while you read that book, you are like so glued into the plot that is being written by them, that by the end of the book, it is kind of 90% sure that if it is written by a Cancerian, then it will make you think for sure, and there are high chances that you will shed a tear at some point or the other while reading the book. You will feel like as if those similar things are kind of happening with you, and you will be stunned by the fact that how this person can actually put into words what exactly is going through each nerve of mine, if I were to be in a similar sort of a love affair. And that is why these Cancerian rising people make one of the best writers of novels related to romance or fiction, because 12th house is a house of fiction. Enough about the 5th house and the 6th house. I hope I am teaching you the things very scientifically and you are able to relate to it. Now coming on to the 7th house. Now here's one thing for the Cancerian ascendants, that these Cancerian ascendants kind of have a very hard time when it comes to marriage, because 10th house is the house of partnerships and marriage. You may call it the good thing or a bad thing, but these people are kind of have a very dry time when it comes to marriage. Now it's the love affairs. They are able to attract a lot of love affairs, and they want, since that passionate energy of Scorpio wants these Cancerian individuals to marry the romantic partners that they date. But those relationships that they attract into their life before marriage, ultimately most of those relationships don't fructify into marriage. And the reason for that is that whichever houses the planet Saturn controls in our horoscope, he is trying to teach us some sort of a very practical lesson. And Saturn is a kind of a very dry planet. He is not a planet like Jupiter who's going to bestow you this much while you might be doing this much. Instead, Saturn is a planet who will make you work your ass off, and instead and until the point you start behaving very maturely, you start pursuing the things related to the house that Saturn deals with, extreme patience, perseverance and persistence. You start showing him the highest sense of maturity, and it is till the time when you exhaust yourself that the Saturn says that, hey, you have learned to walk over the hot coals and you have passed the hard test that I put you through. Now is the point that I'll reward you. So it is towards the towards the 30s, towards the 32s, that these people actually settle down. So it is my advice to these Cancerian individuals that please, no matter what is the planetary combination in your horoscope, please don't go for marriage before the age of 22. Even if you are an Indian, in India marriages are settled at quite an early age. But that is why you have started occasionally started hearing of divorce cases in India as well. If you are a Cancerian individual, don't go for marriage before you, if you're not going for a too late marriage, then at least kind of restrain yourself from getting into a legal partnership of marriage before the age of 28, because only after the age of 28 is the fact that Saturn teaches you that you are like a baby and you have all the up till this age of 28 you have believed that life is a bed of roses, but marriage is something that's not a lovey-dovey thing, and even if it is, it demands a lot of compromise. It demands a lot of it is something wherein you have to sacrifice some of your own conveniences and luxuries of life, which the Cancer rising sign baby is normally very used to. So this Saturn kind of does the good thing. Now you might be a Cancerian individual and you might be like, hey, I am so sensitive, I have never hurt anybody, then why am I betrayed in the love affairs? But there are two perspectives of looking at it. You can feel it's like even if you're going through a bad phase in your life, then although you might be facing that, why the hell are those bad things happening with me? But you ask some other individual or a saint, that person will tell you that whatever is happening in your life, you may be perceiving it as bad, but it's the best thing God could have ever done to you. It's possibly the best thing that you are not able to realize. You are not able to realize that what is the plan of God. He must have He must be holding something really important for you in the future. That is why He is putting you a test like this. Or the other way of looking at is that these Cancerian individuals, after getting dished in some of the love affairs, or since they get emotionally hurt, or since they are not able to do business till the age of 28, since they are very emotionally sensitive, emotionally susceptible, they kind of realize themselves that they need a partner who can actually bring them from the zone of spirituality to the zone of reality. They actually themselves realize that they need a Saturnian, a kind of a very earthly person, a kind of a very realistic person who can take the decisions of the life on their behalf. Who can, fine enough, he may pamper him or not, but I need somebody who can bring me into reality and help me take the decisions of time which require rationality, other than which require you to be more rational than being emotionally susceptible, which I am prone to. So they may end up marrying this Saturnian person at the end of realizing this fact. And the other way, these people kind of marry a very mature woman. Mature woman, I don't mean that she would be a woman in the late 30s, or she would be a woman in 20s, but her maturity levels would be very high as compared to her age, even if she is in 20s. So these people kind of end up marrying a girl who is very emotionally mature to them. And one another thing, with we have completed with the 7th house, and here's one another thing. You can see the energy of the Aquarius sign and another sign that is ruled by Saturn, that the dry planet Saturn, coming into the 8th house, and 8th house is the house that shows that what will be the state of what is going to be the result of my shared assets with the partner, with the wife, or what will be the financial results of any kind of partnerships I have gone into. And I told you previously while doing the Cancer Ascendant rising sign that if you are not good at making money and you want to become rich, the 3 ascendants you shall be marrying is the Taurus Ascendant, or the Virgo Ascendant, or the Capricorn Ascendants. because these are the person who are very realistic. And see, the Cancer rising person is marrying the Capricorn person. So naturally what happens is that this Cancer rising person becomes very rich, or he becomes financially very sound after marriage, because this Capricorn partner that he marries, this Saturnian partner that he marries, brings a lot of discipline into his life. He kind of makes this person less emotional and makes him more practical in life. So what may happen is that this Saturnian person, or the woman, the Saturnian woman that this Cancerian boy marries, would realize that the Cancerian boy has written a book that is exceptional, that's some masterpiece of writing. But that book is just not only I know about it, and we can earn a lot of money from it, and it will only happen if we go about marketing ourselves to the other individuals. How these people bring up their shared assets is like they may become part of organizations, while both of them will be interacting with their relatives in the marriage. They would be this Saturnian woman would tell them about the book written about his Cancer, his Cancerian boy, and they just go about marketing their mutual assets, or marketing this whatever is done by this Cancerian boy, who is not good at marketing. So ultimately the finances of this Cancerian man flourish after marriage. And even some of these Cancerian men may, since this is the house that also governs our in-laws, so these people also get a lot of financial help from the in-laws. It could be in the form of dowry, it could be in the form of they doing the Cancerian boy or girl doing business with the in-laws and thereafter flourishing. It could be anything, but one thing is very sure, that they become financially very sound after marriage. Now coming for the ninth house. The ninth house for the Cancerian individuals has the energy of the 12th house, that is the energy of the Pisces. So these people, and ninth house is the house of religion, so these people, instead of being religious, these are the people who are more spiritual in their outlook. Now that doesn't mean that they'll just leave their own religion or give some other religion more importance than their own religion, because this fifth house of ancestral traditions, ancestral religions, ancestral cultures is what their pride comes from. So their sense of looking at the world is like there is no religion who would teach you to go on the wrong path. All the religions are equal, and this Cancerian individuals moreover believes in the philosophy of let and love, live and let live, as his gratitude to religion. This is his form of religion. Instead of going to temples or to mosques or to churches, he's like, if I am good with all the individuals around me, that's it. I have paid my gratitude to God. And moreover, ninth house is also the house of traveling, long distance travels, and again the energy of the 12th house, which is all about the permanent foreign settlement, is present in the ninth house. So these people are big time travel freaks. They are like, they wanna go around whole of the world before they die. And one way of looking at it is that these people are trying to experience the cultures all over the world, or they want to go traveling every other day. Is the fact that they are always looking for something that can take them away from the reality of their life, wherein they are kind of aloof from the people around them. They are into an absolute spiritual, esoteric kind of atmosphere, wherein they can pamper themselves, recollect the tranquility of mind. They kind of charge themselves up. Now coming to the 10th house of career, with the energy of the Mars, and here not the energy of Scorpion Mars. Scorpion Mars energy was present in the 5th house. Here for the Cancer rising sign individuals, the Aries Mars energy, you can see one written over here. The Aries Mars energy is present in their 10th house. So don't mistake, don't for a mistake take these people as somebody who is soft and sophisticated, or somebody who cannot face the harsh realities of life when it comes to the professional sphere. These people are in fact go-getters. They are gonna butcher any trouble that comes in their life, but that only happens after their marriage, or after the age of 28, when they come face to face with the reality of the world. And why they are go-getters? Because these people are very much inclined towards the luxuries and the conveniences of the life, like a sophisticated baby. And I told you this in the part 1 of the Cancer rising sign. And in order to get those luxuries and the comforts of the life that they are so inclined to, they know that they have to make it hard, that they have to really work hard to make that of that sort of money by which they can buy the luxuries and the comforts, and the conveniences of the life, which they always want to pamper themselves with. Now coming to the 11th house. This 11th house has the Venusian energy of Taurus present in their 11th house. Or you can say is that the original energy of the second house is present into the 11th house. And 11th house is a house which determines large business networks. So these Cancerian individuals with this Venusian energy present in the 11th house, these people are they are very, they have more female friends than the male friends. And you know why? Because they are so sensitive, and the emotional quotient is what women excel over men. And maybe the IQ also, but it's generally kind of something that we have accepted, that women have a very strong emotional quotient as compared to men. They are very emotionally strong, even stronger than men. So these people have more female friends, and it is the females who fulfill their desires, who fulfill their dreams and aspirations. It could be the women in their life, it could be their wishes coming true after they marry the partner, like I explained before. It could be any kind of a female figure in the professional sphere, anything that has anything, anybody who is feminine in nature, or any energy that is feminine in nature, is going to fulfill their desire. And the other thing, and that is why these people are kind of very artistic, because it is the artistic professions, these Venusian professions, that kind of bring them the gains. And with the energy of the second house present over here, the second house also governs our ancestral land and property, the ancestral traditions, the ancestral festivals, the ancestral value systems. So it is so they could either be blessed with the ancestral land and property, or the other way, or what could happen is that they may credit the value systems and the traditions, or what all they have learned from ancestors as the foundation pillar of their life. And this gives them the energy to just bounce back with a kind of a ecstatic spirit after being bogged down a day earlier, because their ancestors have actually told them that life is not all about crying and the issues like that, because it's the sun energy. Their ancestors kind of have a lineage of the figures who are the politicians, who are the blessed ones in the society. So they have told this Cancerian guy that you got to be a king, you got to learn the principles, you got to inculcate in yourself the values that a king has. And this value systems helps him to recover when he is emotionally hurt. Finally, coming to the 12th house. I'm really exhausted, I'm literally going on and on. Anyways, so I told you this Mercurian thing, and why these guys may go into the occult and the paranormal world. But there's one very important thing that I want to tell to you guys, is that these Cancerian people, here Mercury, if it depends on the placement of Mercury in the horoscope, either they can be inclined towards all sort of the spiritual, occult, or the paranormal fields, or they may become spellcasters, and the things like amazing writers and the things like that. But if this energy of if Mercury is kind of debilitated in the horoscope, or is with Rahu or with Ketu, or the Mercury is not placed in a good house. So basically, to put it in a short phrase, if Mercury is kind of in bad dignity in the horoscope of the Cancer rising sign individuals, then these people can also give in to drugs, can give into some sort of addiction, even sex addiction, since 12th house is the house of secret sexual encounters, and with the energy of the Mercury is that king, is that playboy who just hops from one woman to the other, and he wants to have endless sex. And with this energy coming into the 12th house, it can really kind of take that Cancerian person into a bad company, or he may become get addicted to drugs or some kind of a sexual addiction of that sort. And this can happen and the chances of this happening can be more if the fifth house lord or the first house lord is not well placed, because fifth house governs our rational brain, the right side of the brain, and first house governs our head. So if the planets sun and moon are not placed, and along with the 12th house lord Mercury not being well placed in the horoscope, then the things can be quite topsy-turvy for these Cancerian guys. So the next time, and don't mistake, don't get surprised if tomorrow you meet up a prostitute who ends up to be a Cancerian, because everything is possible in astrology, because this is just the outer layout of the building. It's like the sketch that I have made. However, when the planets come in, that is when you decide that what's going on in each room of your house, in each room of that building. So guys, I have given you what all I have learned all my life about the Cancer rising sign. Hope you will appreciate me, and I would soon be uploading the video about the Leo rising sign and the other rising signs I am yet to do. If there's anything that you would like to comment on, either good or bad, even if it is bad, please do comment in, because we only learn by kind of receiving the criticism, because there are chances that I might learn something from you that I have said wrongly over here. So in case you like me for one reason or the other, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This will keep you regularly updated with the feeds, and you will be informed whenever I upload a video next. So on this note, this is your host RISHU signing off. Do try to find out the purpose of your life through astrology. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, and enjoy life. Take care.